Expect the unexpected. This is what we've come to know about Smash Ultimate and Nintendo and everything involved with everything they've been doing with Smash and Smash speculation. Literally expect the unexpected. If you think you can predict what they're going to do, you're wrong. Okay? And I'm talking to me also. If I think I can predict what they're going to do, I'm wrong. I'm just wrong. I went into the VGAs thinking it was going to be Crash Bandicoot. And because why? Because Jeff Keighley responded to the announcement of that there would be a character reveal, and he said, "Whoa." And if you don't know, "Whoa" is like a Crash meme of him going like, "Whoa." So it's like a big Crash meme, and it was like an obvious giveaway. So I kind of went the whole day being like, it's Crash. Honestly, like, I'm sorry, but I don't really care about Crash. I know a lot of people do, but I just don't. And it's kind of funny too, because after I saw that, I was like, oh, it's Crash. And then I kind of was like looking at my Switch collection, and I was like, oh, well, I have Crash Insane Trilogy on the Switch. Why don't I play it? And I put in the game, and I'm on like a level, and I'm just on this level, and I just don't know what to do. You have to move upward, and it's like you got to jump on a box, and you got to get to this other box, but like I couldn't reach it. And so I was just like, I'm like, what do I do? And so I'm trying to progress through this level, and I just couldn't. And I'm just sitting there going like, well, this is the next character. I tried to sit here to do research on the character and the game, but I just can't do it. So then I just turned the game off. I know you guys are going to say, like, get good or something, but I swear I tried every button. I tried everything, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So I just shut the game off, and I just kind of went about my day going like, oh, this is the character we're getting. And I can't even brush up on my knowledge. And that just isn't what happened. We got Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, which Final Fantasy VII is a game I played recently. I played it because of the remake. And the reason he's relevant is because of the remake. Everything has to do with the remake, right? I've kind of been iffy on this. There's one guy I watch, Rogers Base, who he did kind of call this, but now that I've been thinking about it, he kind of he made a video about Final Fantasy VII content in Smash, but it was when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out, so like everybody was playing that game, and everybody was probably thinking Sephiroth would be cool in Smash at that time, because, you know, they were all playing the game. Just like how, like, 2 months ago, Crash 4 came out, and, like, everyone was like, oh, playing Crash, wouldn't he be cool in Smash? It's just like, I have to think, it's like, that's not really a prediction. It's kind of more like you played a game that just came out, and then you are like, oh, that would be cool. You know what I mean? It's not like a total shot in the dark where you're just like, I think Gex from 1996 is gonna be in Smash Ultimate. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really like that. It's like Sephiroth is relevant. A game with him just came out. You know what I mean? And it just so happened to be right. You know what I mean? Which is cool. And you did kind of predict it because you did think about it. And that's kind of what I'm saying. I think that was just kind of a lucky kind of guess, but it's just kind of like maybe they did that because, like, Sephiroth is relevant, and it's like, oh, put him in the game. It's kind of like how they put in Hero because Dragon Quest XI was coming out on the Switch, and then they put in Hero, and they kind of, like, did that, I guess, to make sure that the Switch version of DQ11 sells really well, you know? There's arguments to be made there. And maybe the discussion with Square was that, hey, Final Fantasy VII Remake's coming out, everyone's going to play it, and then why not put Sephiroth in Smash after you just experienced this game with him, put him in Smash, this sort of cross-promotion. I guess that kind of seems to be Square Enix's thing. Because when they put Cloud in Smash 4, I think it was right before, it might have been after or before, but it was around the time that Final Fantasy VII Remake was going to get revealed. So obviously on Square Enix's end, they were probably like, Well, we know that Final Fantasy VII is going to become relevant again, so let's put him in Smash, even though it doesn't make sense from Nintendo's perspective, because Cloud is kind of like the anti-Nintendo character. He's, you know, they were mad at Nintendo for not making disc-based, games. They were mad that the Nintendo 64 was going to use cartridges, so they said F it. They left, and they went over to PlayStation to make Final Fantasy VII, and they didn't give it to Nintendo, and that kind of was the beginning of the end for a while. Until, I guess, they're buddies again. But let's get back on topic. It's very hard to predict Smash, because they literally do what you aren't expecting. I don't know how they do this. I don't know, because it's not like they can control what information gets out there. It's not like they can control what we're thinking, but they somehow always are able to do a character we're just not thinking about. I really don't know how they do this. Like unless they pick a character and then they just go right away with it, which isn't possible. Like, they definitely pick these characters like years in advance, right? Apparently, Steve, apparently they said those discussions took place like 5 years ago, and Steve wasn't unexpected, but I mean, I didn't think he was going to happen. So he was unexpected for me, but I don't think I expected him when he came out. I think I expected him like early on, but once Banjo happened, and we didn't know if repeat companies were going to happen, it was like, okay, well, who knows? But after repeat companies were a thing, it's like, okay, this can happen. So, so you guys know my big thing is Scorpion, and I still think that Scorpion is a good pick because he's completely unexpected. I mean, you know, when every time they do an announcement, they're like, oh, a character's gonna get announced tomorrow. It's always Crash and Sora and Geno and Master Chief. And, you know, now it's like Jonesy. Everyone thinks Jonesy's going to be in the game from Fortnite. So it's just all these samey characters like Dante from Capcom. It's like it's all these samey characters. And then it's just never who you're expecting. It's just never one of those characters. And I think Scorpion fits that completely. I mean, here's the thing. I can't get over this. And now... It actually, like, there's something to it. So Ryu from Street Fighter was number 4, the 4th character in Smash 4. Terry, who is another fighting game character, who has that same joystick tilt controls scheme, who's clearly, like, the third-party fighting game character pick that Ryu was and that Terry is. They were both number 4. They were character number 4 for their subsequent DLC. I know technically the second pass isn't being numbered 1 through 4. This pass isn't being numbered 1 through 4, 1 through 5. But he's still like the 4th character in the pass, and so Sephiroth is number 3. So, which means number 4 is now next. And I've been thinking for a while, like I don't know if he's going to be number 4, but like, my theory was that I thought VGAs was the best place to reveal him. But that was 3 years ago. No, I mean, that was 2 years ago. And we've now been through 3 VGAs with Smash, and it just hasn't happened. So, unless he's like the last character and he's like next year, I'm just going to give up on that, I think. Because it's just clearly it's just nothing. Min, I mean, what the hell? Completely, it's just like, why now? It's like, put him in the... Well, we found out later that ARMS existed too late to put in the base roster, so it's like, alright, fine, put it in DLC. Yeah, and it's just like, I think we were expecting Banjo, we were not expecting Persona, we were expecting Dragon Quest, Terry from Fatal Fury, nobody even considered that. And then Byleth, here's the thing, Byleth was literally the last character I was expecting. Because I thought the entire pass was going to be third party. So when they announced they were going to reveal fighter number 5, I was literally like, okay, first party characters is like my least expected thing, because I thought the whole pass was going to be third party. So when it was Byleth, I was like, this was actually my least expected character. You know what I'm saying? Min Min was like, what are you doing? That was such a sad time for Smash, by the way. January to like June, when it was Byleth and then Min Min, I mean, that was really kind of a sad time for Smash, because both of those characters a lot of people just were not fans of. But then Minecraft Steve just brought it back. They put in like the biggest character ever, basically. And then Sephiroth. I know people aren't like... I know there are... It's a little divisive. I think there are some people that goes, oh, but Final Fantasy VII's already in the game. It's like, we wanted new franchises. And that's how they kind of felt with Fire Emblem. It's like, we already have a million of these dudes. But Sephiroth was like... I wasn't expecting him at all. I was expecting him like 1% maybe, because I knew there was so much Final Fantasy stuff missing in the game, and it's just like, where the hell is it? But the explanation that we all thought was that we just thought Square Enix was just like, you're not getting anything. You're getting Cloud, and then that's it. I mean, that's what we all thought. We all thought Square Enix was like, we're very protective of Final Fantasy, and we're not going to give you anything. That's what we all thought, and that explanation worked for me. I was like, alright, fine. Apparently Cloud was the hardest character to get back in Ultimate. So that explanation literally made sense to me. It's like, there's no spirits, there's like no nothing. It's like, that explanation worked. It's like, okay, fine, Square Enix like doesn't want like anything from Final Fantasy in this game besides Cloud returning. And that makes it seem like maybe it's like, oh, they didn't even want Cloud to return. It's like they didn't even want to be in this game. You know what I mean? And even now that that Sephiroth is coming back, it still kind of doesn't answer the question of, it's like, does Square Enix even want to be in this game? Or was it like a bargaining thing? Was it like, okay, fine, you can have Cloud back, but then you gotta put a couple Square Enix characters in your DLC. It's like, we don't know if they actually want to be a part of this game, or if they're just like, if you want our character back, you're going to have to put some stuff in the games, because we don't really want to be a part of this, but you're making us be a part of this, so you're going to have to like do us a favor. Yeah, because like that's the thing. We don't really know if Square Enix actually, like, there's a ton of Spirit events for Square Enix stuff, and it's like, it's like they don't seem to be that interested, but they're also getting like a ton of content, so it's a little confusing. I guess on some level they see the appeal of having their characters in Smash, but yeah. And Sephiroth just made the most sense, really. I was just like, it does make sense for them to do another Final Fantasy character, but Final Fantasy, like the newest one, I mean, not 7, I mean like the one before that was like years ago. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to put like that protagonist in this game, because it was just so long ago. It's like, you might as well do something more new. And I didn't really, I mean, I kind of didn't realize it, but yeah, putting in Sephiroth does make the most sense. That's not the way I was thinking about it, but yeah. But overall, what I'm trying to say is, it is so hard to predict this pass. The only thing you can do is, if everyone is saying Crash or Geno, then you just got to think, okay, well, it's just not going to be them then. It's just going to be somebody else that I'm not thinking about. Like, that's, I don't know, the only way to move forward, I'm just going to keep getting this wrong, I guess, but it's just like, it's just whoever you don't think it's going to be, it's just who it's going to be. You know what I mean? It's like, nobody thinks Scorpion's coming in, because, you know, this game is banned, quote-unquote, in Japan, even though it's not. Nobody is, like, thinking he'll happen, even though, honestly, it actually makes a lot of sense. Like, if he got into the game, it's like, oh yeah, he's a fighting game character. It's like, oh yeah, he represents the 90s. it's like, oh, Ryu versus Scorpion versus Terry. It's like, oh, this all makes sense. But none of that is going to make sense until it happens. And then everyone's going to go, oh my god, we should have saw this coming. It was so obvious, but we couldn't. It's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone's going to look back and be like, this is kind of obvious. It was like the biggest fighting game besides Tekken that's missing. Literally, Heihachi has been deconfirmed. I mean, most, like, everything else has been deconfirmed, basically. There's, like, Soul Calibur. And, I don't know, almost every other fighting game is like an anime game that can't be in Smash. Because they're not video game characters. Like, it's like Sakurai likes putting in fighting game characters. There are already 2. Well, there's 3. Even though Ken, he's an Echo. But it's like, you gotta understand that third-party fighting game characters in this game is a thing. And I'm pretty sure being rated M doesn't matter. I don't even think being violent matters. It's funny because everyone goes, oh, Doom Guy is just 100% confirmed. And then it's just like, he's more violent than Scorpion. You realize that, right? I mean, he actually is. Scorpion has been nerfed. Has been toned down in Injustice. Literally. He's literally been in a game released in Japan where he's toned down with a moveset that they could literally just put right into Smash and it's like completely fine. That game literally exists in Japan and it's not a problem. But Doom Guy, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he shoots you and he stabs you and he rips you apart. I mean, it's like Scorpion doesn't do that. Scorpion has violent elements just because everybody in Mortal Kombat has violent elements. He doesn't have to. They could just not do that. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Doom Guy, though, I mean, I guess you could take away the ripping and tearing, but it's like, that's like half of what it's all about. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Expect the unexpected. It's very hard to predict this kind of thing. I didn't think Sephiroth was going to happen. I'm pretty happy with it. The fucking sword, it's unbelievable. I mean, he's going to be like, I hope he doesn't become like a new Bayonetta where it's just like nobody knows what to do. I'm a little Mac player, so it's just like, what the fuck do I even do? I can't even get near the fucking guy. Little Mac has no projectiles. How do I even get near him? Yeah, well, it's over. They got a Mac buff because... Did I just say they got a Mac buff? They got a buff Mac. Oh, and here's the other thing I want to say really quick before this video ends. There's this whole thing that's like definite at this point. Each character increases range. This is like the big joke. Each character has like increased range as like we keep going. It's like Joker, I guess he had the tether and I don't know, something about that. Yeah, it's like his B up was like throwing that thing up and then like pulling you down, and then I was like, oh my god, he has so much range. And then I guess Banjo has that B forward where he just flies across the stage. Who else? And then Byleth has like the craziest range ever. And then Min Min, even more range, where she's just throwing her arms out across the stage. Steve, I don't know if his range was that crazy, but maybe. And now Sephiroth has the longest sword ever, cutting you. He's standing on the other side of the stage and he cuts you. And now I'm thinking, the ultimate range, Scorpion Spear. Just shoot the spear across the entire stage and pull your opponent over. I mean, that's what this is all building up to at this point, right? So that's what I wanted to say. This range keeps building up until you get to literally the range character, Scorpion, where he, no matter where you are on the stage, he just throws a spear at you and like gets you. That's what this is all building up to. In any case, that's it. So thank you for watching. I might cover Smash more. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't get fucking demonetized like MK11 does. You know, I can't wait for them to reveal the next game, by the way. I can't make MK11 content. It gets demonetized and then it gets no views. Because demonetized videos get like no views. It's annoying. But in any case, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Keep on fighting. Have a fantastic day.